I believe I have superhuman abilities. In this article, we examine the healing process after a hair transplant. Understanding the different phases of the healing process can help you set realistic expectations and adequately prepare for the time after the procedure. Let's dive in. What are the phases of healing? Immediately after the treatment, the scalp is swollen and red. There are bloody scabs in the donor area and the recipient area, which have formed due to the hair transplant. Additionally, there may be swelling and redness in the forehead and eye area, as well as tightness in the scalp. These symptoms are typical reactions of the body to the surgical procedure and should not be a cause for concern. It is key to keep the head elevated during the first few nights after the operation to minimize swelling and support the healing process. By keeping the head elevated, venous return is promoted and the accumulation of fluids, which can lead to increased swelling, is reduced. 7 to 10 days after the transplant, in the second week after the hair transplant, the wounded area will already be visibly healing. The scabs begin to fall off, the tension on the scalp eases, and the redness slowly disappears. In this phase, the grafts begin to settle, and a recovery phase starts. You may sometimes notice minimal hair loss. This is a natural phenomenon known as shock loss. Shock loss is a common and natural process that is rooted in the hair cycle, which includes growth, transition, and resting phases. The resting phase is also known as the shedding phase, and after a hair transplant, the hair follicles enter this resting phase due to the surgical trauma and natural self-preservation. As it is part of the natural lifespan of a follicle, one should not worry about shock loss. The duration of this phase can vary individually. Normally it lasts up to 2 months. A month after the hair transplant, swelling and scabs should now be almost gone, as well as the redness around the hairline. From this point on, you can start exercising again, but you should start slowly and closely monitor your body. 2 months after the hair transplant, during the second month, the shock loss should gradually and steadily subside, and new hair growth should then be observed. However, the extent of hair growth can be irregular and uneven here. Hair that has not fallen out during shock loss often still looks somewhat weaker. 3 months after the hair transplant, in the third month after the operation, you can already observe significant hair growth. The new hairs gain thickness and length, leading to a significant aesthetic improvement. 6 months after a hair transplant, the hair grows the fastest. The hair strands become thicker and longer day by day, and during this phase, the hair covers up to 80% of the area. 1 year after the hair transplant, the donor and recipient areas have almost fully and completely recovered by this time. You can now enjoy and wear your full hair with complete confidence and pride. If you have more questions about the healing phase, book a free hair analysis and speak with one of our specialists. You can find the link, as usual, in the video description below.